They have to comply, pay by this evening. They have to, there is no substantial here. They are 100% compliance. That's why we've given enough time. We have been giving time from 27th of July 22, 19th May 23 for January 2024. Therefore, we have directed personal presence. And ultimately, and what is not being paid, the arrears of salary and allowances to our district judiciary.
Funds have been released, it has reached all the district for the people. Have not come. Yes, fellows, I am to 99.9%. That's my instructions. Whatever the.
We'll call out each state tomorrow, we'll see. And
It's showing for 27.
Yes.
I wanted to clarify whether it's coming up tomorrow. It's not there in the list.
no, it will come up on the 27th, right? 27th. 27th. We'll take it up, and then we will call out each state separately and see what the compliance is. Let them be present before us. We'll see.
Lords, may I mention,
My lord, may I mention, Lord, on behalf of the AIMS doctor residents, Lord, Nagpur, Lord. Lord, on account of their being participating in the agitation and the protest, Lord, now they are being victimized, Lord, on one ground or the other, being marked absent.
If they are not on
Lord, but they were doing the emergency duties, Lord. But because they were participating in the
Are they at work? If they are not at work, they'll be marked absent. How can we ask them to do something?
not allowing in the exams, Lord, in one way or the other, Lord. If a lenient will be taken, Lord, if a lenient will be taken.
If they are on duty, they will not be marked absent. If they are not on duty, the law will have to follow its course. How can we tell the administration to to write something which is not correct?
Not with respect to the exams and all that, Lord, the lenient will be taken, Lord. Because of this reason, Lord, they were on protesting or on strike.
That's all right. So ask them to first return to work.
Yes.
Once they return to work, then if nobody is going to take any adverse action against the doctors,
That
let them all
will be-
come back to work.
Word from your lordship will work, Lord, for them.
Let them first come back to work, and then if there's any difficulty, just talk to us in the court here. We'll make sure that there is no adverse action against the doctors.
Very well.
We quite see that they were all upset about the fact that there was a very serious incident which took place. But let them first report to work, and then once having
They have reported back, Lord. They have reported back. They have reported back. AIMS Nagpur reported back, Lord. The resident doctor, they have joined the.
This issue, my lord.
Lordship, I mention on behalf of PGI Chandigarh. Your Lordship, there is, Lordship in PGI Chandigarh, they are going in for a rally for 2 hours in the morning, but they are doing all their duties. But for 9 days, their CL has been deducted now from the leave. So that is a victimization. You also have to write the research papers and.
I don't think, somebody like Dr. Vivek Lal, he's the director at PGI Chandigarh, that he will do anything which amounts to victimization.
Lordship, I am only saying.
They're all very
These
ultimately,
inputs.
the directors of these institutions,
He made a
they
statement.
also have their heart with the doctors, but
Yes,
they are in a
Lordship.
situation where poor people who come to those institutions cannot be left behind in the lurch.
Yes, sir.
That they take appointments 2 years before the actual date, and then suddenly you are told that you will not be attended to. Let them all resume work, and I'm sure the directors are all very seasoned directors who spend their life in these institutions. They're not going to do anything against the doctor.
I think your lordship,
Right now, the notice that they have been given is that since or for 9 days you've been on the rally, so we are deducting your 9 days of casual leave.
We'll pass some general order.
Yes, yes.
Pass some general order on that.
Lordship, may I make
Lord, may I say something?
Please rest assured that once the doctors, as we hope, resume duty, then we will prevail upon the authorities not to take any
adverse
action.
Yes.
But they must first come back to duty for the simple reason, otherwise the people who need the services the most are deprived of their services. That's the only concern. How does the public health infrastructure run if the doctors don't resume work?
Lord, only my lord.
All right, now first let's have the status report. We first want to see
Lord,
the
these are the 3 copies. Lord, I believe the anguish of the doctor is correct, but having come from your lordships, an assurance that your lordships are looking into it, my lord, I think that should satisfy.
Malaja.
With the assurance of no adverse action, my lords.
Lords, we are absolutely, my lord, grateful to your lordships that lordships have intervened. Lords, we have not been heard, my lords, at all. Our grievances, my lord, are at the forefront because we are, my lord, facing the brunt of this, my lord, whatever
Well,
is
the
happening.
reason why we constituted such a broad-based committee is, we have specifically said that the committee shall engage with all stakeholders, including, that will include the resident doctors. So please assure them,
Yes.
please assure them that the committee, one second, Mr. Ansari. Please assure the resident doctors, they all are young doctors, that they will be heard by the,
We heard, my lord, and some representation.
but tell us one thing, we can hear you,
Federation.
Mr. Kamath, we hear you for half an hour. We are not going to, we are not the committee.
Because
Ultimately, you have to be heard by the committee.
Yes, what we were requesting, my lord, some, my lord's association, whatever your lordships choose, my lord, some representative from the resident doctors association, if they can be a
Yes.
part of the committee.
Yes.
So their
One
voice,
second, Mr.
I'm
Ansari.
sorry, I'm not saying.
You see, please understand.
we leave it to your lordships, my lord.
Mr. Kamath,
Want
please
to voice-
understand. We have thought through this very carefully. If we start now asking for the representatives of various stakeholders to be a part of the committee, that becomes an impossible process because, you know, the committee's work will then get dislocated. You know what happens. You have such an experience yourself. At the same time, we are conscious of the fact that the primary concerns of the doctors, the nurses, the paramedical staff, that has to be taken into account by the members of the committee. You know, for two things, that on the committee, we have very senior women doctors on the committee. The doctors who are on the committee are people who have worked for a long time in their life as part of public health infrastructure. So therefore, what we have expected the committee to do is that the committee will hear these various stakeholders, namely the interns, the residents, the senior residents, representatives of the nurses, the other paramedical staff. So therefore, you know, they are in a hospital, there are a huge number of stakeholders. The committee will ensure that it will hear representative,
Hold on, my lord. In fact, I have taken instructions. So I represent about 30,000 doctors. my lord.
please, and you know, Mr. Kamath, please tell them that the committee will definitely give them a hearing. We'll reiterate that in our order today. We will certainly, Mr. Kamath, your point is well taken. We'll make it clear.
My lord.
Lordships are permitted, IMA, my lord, that will be.
That's,
Absolutely, Mr. Kamath, we are grateful to you actually for personally, because you know our hearts go out to all those people who have to go to public hospitals. So we will make an observation that the committee would hear all stakeholders, including the Resident Doctors Association. Of course, not 30,000 doctors, but a representative.
one part in application.
Right. And an appointment can be given to them when the committee assembles, so that the committee can, because your stake is very high and your inputs are very valuable. So please assure the resident doctors that we were now passing an order that the committee will give them a representative voice in putting forth their grievances, their working conditions, so on and so forth.
Suggestions. Today and
With our suggestion,
and then call off their, my lord's protest, my lord.
we will also say that.
My lord,
My
can
lord,
can
my lord,
add-
I appear for
Lordship
the
permitted me to
RG
add-
car.
Can I?
Mr. Ansari and then Mr.
Yes.
Lord, I appear for the Delhi Medical Association.
Yes.
Lord, we filed a writ petition in 2022, Lord, raising the same grievance.
Right.
This court says, as and when any incident happened, my lord, we are grateful to your lordship. Lordship could show moto, otherwise we were contemplating to file. There is a judicial order there, any order, lord, any incident happened, then you come to us, my lord. My lord, now, my lord, we are the association of 110 years old. As Mr. Kamath has said, my lord, there is being a part of the committee. My lord, can I? I'm so
Can we
sorry.
just suggest one thing?
Yes, my lord.
Because, you know, in such a large matter,
Yes.
we have to bring
Yes.
some order to the.
My lord.
Order to the order also, which we pass.
Please, your lordship. my lord.
If all of you who are intervening for various bodies
Yes,
can give on a slip of paper.
Yes.
Name of the body.
yes,
And whom you represent.
Very well.
We will put that in our order.
I understand.
So that you know, your clients have that assurance that, look, the Supreme Court is also factored in our grievances.
I understand, my lord. That will be very useful. my
So
lord.
then we will say that out of these, the committee may take an appropriate decision on engaging with the representative.
But all that we were saying, my lord, the committee constitute of a very respectable persons, my lord, lordship has chosen them. but some representation from the associations, my lord, those who face day-to-day, my lord, problems. Making representation to the committee and being a part of the committee, my lord, would be a little, but we have been hesitating this, I'm sure, but Lordship thinks it appropriate.
Talk to my
Lordship may take it, my lord.
I'll get a response from.
And
That would be very helpful.
two more aspects, my lord, two more small aspects. Lordship has flagged, my lord, about 11 issues which the committee will take into account. Two more aspects, if your lordships can kindly consider that. One is, my lord, the distress call, my lord, we mentioned it day before yesterday, lordship said it will be part of the order, my lord. I have seen, my lord, it is distress call system, my lord, which is available, my lord, on drop on a watch, on a mobile, my lord. That can also be, my lord, a part of it. Secondly, my lord, institutional FIR, my lord. What has been happening here is, my lord, the parents has to go, the relatives has to go. There should be an institutional FIR within 2 hours of a cognizable offence, my lord. If that also comes with your lordship, part of the order, my lord. And finally, my lord, the fast checking of, my lord, we have done cases 10 years back, my lord. The trial is still proceeding. But in 2016, my lord, a person was murdered, a doctor was murdered inside the hospital, my lord, at a point blank range, my lord. Nothing happened. There was a widespread agitation. The chief minister said 50.
We got that.
What I'm saying, there are similar matters pending in this court. If a lordship expedite that.
To obviate, handing over slips, but we go about in a very systematic way.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Devdatta Kamath is appearing for whom?
Instead of your lordships writing down, let us give
Can
it.
we just, it will be easier for us.
It would be easier. It doesn't look good also.
All right.
Your
My lord,
lordships are very kind, my lord, but
All right, what we are doing is, we are just circulating a sheet of paper. If you can all just, as we are going along with the matter, write it, so we'll examine that and we'll put your names down.
I had made a request
This
yesterday.
my lord,
Some SOP, the committee is looking into it. There is no SOP on the hours of the doctor.
Of course, we said that.
it is a specific
it's a mandate.
ambit of the commission.
Kiran, one second.
And the slip will.
One of the points which, that one para where I say, this is a non-exhaustive list. It specifically says that they are made to work for 36 hours. And one more thing, we have said, we have referred to working conditions in general, which includes the work. So please assure the doctors, we are as concerned about them, that they have to work for 36 hours.
Yes.
All of us have also had family members, relatives. We have gone to public hospitals.
Yes.
I have slept on the floor of a public hospital when somebody in the family was not well. So we have gone through that. And you observe all of them working for 36 hours.
Lord, we would also
Lord,
not like, we would not like, my lord, a doctor who has not slept for 30 hours to treat us, my lord, because
May I just explain what happens in the hospitals? Because I have doctors in the family and also people studying in the medical colleges. What happens is that the senior, who are the third-year students of PG courses, they are the one who assign duty. You do 12 hours to 24 hours, and then thereafter you are given a rest for 2 to 3 hours. Again, you are called back on duty. The junior doctors are the one who prepare the discharge summary. And the discharge summary is prepared by them. So the workload is then again 2-3 hours. So it is almost 48 hours. It is not even 36 hours. So my humble submission is that you are neither in a physical state or a mental state at that stage to even resist if somebody is teasing you. I'm not even on the bigger sexual assault. I'm not on that because there are many incidents.
Kiranji, if you look at our order,
Yes.
sorry, Ms. Kumudasa Das, what, if you see our order,
Yes, Your Lordship.
if you see our order, we have in fact highlighted this very aspect, that there is a certain hierarchical nature of the workplace in a public hospital or any hospital. So when we have referred to that, and we have said because of the hierarchical nature, doctors, including junior doctors, are susceptible to harassment, not just sexual harassment, but different kinds of
Yes,
harassment.
Your Lordship. Yes.
So we have specifically referred to this, but now that you have mentioned it, in a course of our order, in a brief order today, we will add to that as well. No difficulty. Your point is perfectly well taken. So please.
My
don't
lord,
feel that
a
it's-
small point to
So,
supplement
just
that,
say,
is that because
my
I
lord,
also
may I
come
just
from a
take a
family of
minute?
doctors, is that the counter to that, of course, is the fact that there are lots of peer-reviewed studies to say that continuity is important. Now, obviously, doctors can't be treated like this in light of that. So the committee should look into it and propose something
You see,
that
there is
has
another, I'll tell
adequate
you one thing.
safeguards.
I'll tell you one thing. We have got so many emails. I've been flooded with emails which I've been reading to the extent humanly possible. There's another viewpoint also that, look, If you have doctors only on duty for 8 hours, then the purpose is that the doctor must be able to see the evolution of the patient. So that patient is there overnight, then your duty hours may extend beyond 8 hours so that you see that what is the development in the case of the patient between the time you entered and the time you exited. But we are not going to make any comment on that. Let the committee will.
Your lordship.
But for only one other
Certainly,
One thing is-
48 hours of duty or 36 hours of duty is a little too aggressive.
is not really human. My lord, may I say